everyone. Today we are going to start a new topic of chapter 10, that is types of respiration. As we have discussed in the last video, respiration. Respiration means not only the intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. The intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide, it is a breathing, and this is a part of respiration. Respiration means when the food is break down in the presence of oxygen in each and every cell of our body and it releases energy, it is known as respiration. Now we will discuss about types of respiration. Basically, there are two types of respiration: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. As we can see aero. In the aerobic respiration we can see aero. Aero means air, means the respiration in which oxygen is required. This type of respiration is known as aerobic respiration. It means in this type of respiration oxygen is present. Next type of respiration, that is anaerobic respiration. We can see anaerob means air absent. So the respiration where the oxygen is not required, or we can say the respiration in which the oxygen is absent. This type of respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. Now we will discuss about each type of respiration one by one in detail. Now first type of respiration, that is aerobic respiration. Just we have discussed aerobic respiration means when the food, it means glucose, is break down in the presence of oxygen and it forms carbon dioxide, water and releases energy. It is known as aerobic respiration. We can write the equation of aerobic respiration. Glucose, it means food. When it breaks down in the presence of oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide and it forms water and releases energy. So we intake this oxygen from the air and we release this carbon dioxide in the air. So this is a breathing, but this complete process, it is known as aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, it occurs in animals and human beings. Now next type of respiration, that is anaerobic respiration. As we have discussed, anaerobic respiration means where the oxygen is not required or oxygen is absent. So when the food is break down, food means glucose, is break down in the absence of oxygen, this type of respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. The example of anaerobic respiration, it occurs in yeast and it occurs also in the muscle cell, human muscle cell during heavy exercise. Now we will discuss the anaerobic respiration one by one in yeast and in the muscle cell during heavy exercise. Now anaerobic respiration in yeast. As we have discussed, anaerobic respiration, it occurs in yeast, or when we do heavy exercise. This time also our muscle cells, they perform anaerobic respiration. First we will discuss about anaerobic respiration in yeast. Yeast, it is a single cell bacteria. Single cell means it is a unicellular, it is made up of only a single cell. So it is a single cell bacteria. It also respires anaerobically. Yeast, it respires anaerobically means when it respires, the presence of oxygen is not there. It means oxygen is not required. That's why it respires anaerobically. So the organisms, they respire anaerobically, they are known as anaerobes. That's why the yeast, it is also known as anaerobes because it respires anaerobically. We can write the equation of anaerobic respiration in yeast because we are saying when the food is break down in the absence of oxygen, it is known as anaerobic respiration. So it is in yeast, when glucose, it means food, when it breaks down in the absence of oxygen, it produces alcohol and it also produces carbon dioxide and energy. So we can see when yeast, it respires anaerobically, the glucose is break down in the absence of oxygen and it produces alcohol. So due to the production of alcohol, yeast is used in the wine industry for producing wine and beer. So we are saying yeast, it respires anaerobically. So when glucose is break down in the absence of oxygen, it produces alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. So due to the production of alcohol, it is used in wine industry, and we can see it also produces carbon dioxide. So yeast, due to the production of carbon dioxide, yeast is also used in baking industry for making bread, pizza base and etc. And sometimes we can use the yeast in our home also, dry yeast, for making a idli and for making a appam, because and for making a cake, because when we mix this yeast in the batter of the cake, due to the production of carbon dioxide, the batter of the cake, it just become double. The volume of the cake, batter of the cake, it becomes double. So due to the production of carbon dioxide, yeast is also used in baking industry for making bread, pizza base and etc. Next, anaerobic respiration in muscle cell of human being during heavy exercise. Sometimes when we perform heavy exercise like running, cycling, and when we walk very fast, during this time our muscle cells also, they respire anaerobically. They respire anaerobically because this time the demand of energy is high, but the supply of oxygen in our muscle cell, it is very low. So we can see the supply of oxygen, it is low. That's why our muscle cell, they respire anaerobically. And due to the anaerobically respiration in our muscle cell, the food, it means glucose, it does not completely break down, it partially break down, and it forms lactic acid and releases energy in the absence of oxygen. So we can write the equation of anaerobic respiration in muscle cell of human being during heavy exercises. Glucose, it means food, when it breaks down in the absence of oxygen in our muscle cell, it forms lactic acid and it also releases energy. Now, as we are saying, when our muscle cell during the heavy exercise, they respire anaerobically, and due to the anaerobic respiration, they produce lactic acid. So after the heavy exercise, most of the time we feel cramps in our muscle cell. We feel cramps because our muscle cell get cramps due to the accumulation of lactic acid, because this lactic acid, it start accumulating in our muscle cell. That's why we feel cramps in our muscle cell. Accumulation means इकट्ठा होना. It means lactic acid, it start accumulating. ये हमारी muscle cell में इकट्ठा हो जाता है. That's why we feel cramps. But we get relief from cramps after taking hot water bath or massage. When we take a massage from any type of oil and we take a hot water bath, we feel cramps, we feel relief from the cramps. As we are saying, we get relief from the cramps after taking hot water bath or massage, because this hot water bath or massage, it increases blood circulation in our body. We get relief from cramps after taking a hot water bath or massage because it increases blood circulation in our body. And due to the increase of blood circulation in our body, the supply of oxygen is also increases, because always blood carries the oxygen from one part to another part. So due to the increase in blood circulation, the supply of oxygen also increases. As we are saying, due to the increase in the blood circulation, the supply of oxygen, it also increases. So due to the increase in the supply of oxygen, the lactic acid finally, it completely breaks down into carbon dioxide and water, and we feel, and again we respire aerobically. So we feel very light. So but during the heavy exercise, our muscle cells, they respire anaerobically, but after taking hot water bath and massage, again our muscle cells, they respire aerobically, because the supply of oxygen, it is normal. Thank you for watching my video.